Sophia's grandmother was not always kind to her. She was straightforward, religious, and quite favored her brother. It was always he who got gifts and praise, money and clothes on random days. However, one night Sophia's grandmother went to her and produced a crimson pear, to which Sophia shrugged and said, "Whatever." But Sophia's grandmother insisted and said, "If you eat it, you'll thank me forever." "Why, what is it?" Sophia asked. "A magical pear." Sophia's eyes sparkled. She smiled at last. "Should you eat it, it'll grant you 3 of your desires." Sophia could hardly believe her, for her need for love had grown quite dire. She took the pear, thanked her grandmother, and swiftly ate her new treat. Off to bed she went, and come morning, her nightly exchange left her extremely upbeat. But alas, knowing her grandmother, it was probably a trick, so she went to school disappointed a bit. The entire day she didn't have much luck. In class, Sophia lost her pencil, just as classwork was assigned. She began to pout and sulk. "I wish I had a pencil," she whined. That very moment something rolled across the floor and bumped against her shoe. Sophia looked down and saw someone had lost their pencil. She was shocked and excited. This was a breakthrough. Sophia considered the pear, but she wasn't quite convinced. She looked across class at a pretty girl named Jenna and wrote a love note that said, "I want to be your prince." With weariness and skepticism tearing her apart, she wished her crush would speak her honest heart. Sophia gazed at Jenna and thought of her pear, then sent her wish up into the air. Come lunch, Sophia took her note to Jenna, her hopes very high. Jenna read her letter, and Sophia looked on expectantly, knowing she could not lie. Then Jenna shook her head. "No, I don't like you," and made Sophia cry. Home she went, sobbing all the way, but no warmth she would find, just chores and beatings all day. Her brother got to rest and eat sweets their grandmother made, while Sophia toiled in heartache so miserable that she softly prayed. It was her last wish, the very final. Weak and tired, she could barely finish her work. Sophia collapsed for a break, but around the corner her grandmother lurked. She saw her resting and beat her with her broom in hand, till marks were left and her wails were heard across the land. When Sophia finally settled, her grandmother's ire did fade. "Come, tell me what's wrong," the grandmother bade. "I wanted someone to accept me, but they won't," Sophia said. "If only I had one more wish, but I don't." "See, I told you the pear was magic. Come, tell me, what was your last wish?" her grandmother asked. Sophia looked up from the floor, bruised and broken, with tears in her eyes, her voice full of pain. She finally answered, "I hope Jenna dies." The grandmother smiled with approval and said, "Your despair was my true prize."